theater in the round and immersive theater. Two styles of theater that I have witnessed but never directed. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Theater from My View. I am Amanda Washington, and today we are talking about Letters to Sala by Arlene Hutton. But before we get into it, a few things. One, I post a new video every Friday at noon. So two, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, because three, next Friday's coming quick, fast, and boom, in a hurry, and you don't want to miss it. All right, are you ready? Let's get into it. I chose to talk about Letters to Sala by Arlene Hutton because it follows the true story of Sala Kirshner, and it goes against the usual narrative we hear about what happened during the Holocaust. Specifically, this story follows Sala and how she was imprisoned in a labor camp, and how instead of wearing the white and blue stripe uniform that we're used to seeing, she was allowed to wear her own clothes, or the clothes that she was taken in. She was also allowed to receive letters, which is a different narrative than what is usually told when you hear about Jewish people in the camps. And so with this different take on the story, or not different take, but this different perspective, I was like, why not give it a different feel for its setting? The script indicates that the stage, for the most part, should be bare. It's not something that should be cluttered with an actual contextual set. And while I intend to follow that note, I did want to give it a little spin. And I did that through theater in the round and immersive theater. These are two areas that I have yet to dabble with in person as a director. I've always been a witness to them. But I think I found something that I really like, and I can't wait to hear you all's opinions on it. Think of a large empty warehouse with an extremely high ceiling, and the windows are about 30 feet up. You can't reach them without a ladder. All right, go further, closer to the center in the warehouse, and then you get this large structure of a round brick wall. A round brick wall. But this brick wall is not built perfectly. It is not pristine. It is crumbling and decaying in certain parts from wear over time, but also the bombings that happen. However, there is still some structure that is able to hold, and you get archways within the brick wall where people can walk in and out of. And there's different levels to these archways, so it's not all on the first floor or the ground level. There's different levels to the archways. So within that brick wall setting, you get the audience sitting also in a circle. And within that circle, you get the center of the stage, theater in the round. Within this center of the stage, you get maybe a couple of benches or some type of sittables, but that's really it. I wanted the script to really shine through, so I'm not putting a lot on the stage like the script also recommends, but I also thought this would be a great moment for lighting effects to happen. So either we're using those really high windows that I talked about earlier to shine light from the outside into the empty warehouse, down past the brick wall to the center of the stage, or we could have some type of hanging lighting fixtures that have this beam type of lighting that's usually filled with the smoke that characters can walk into and out of. I thought that would be really interesting because the script says the cast can go up to around 18 people, but you need at least 6, 5 women, 1 man. And I was like, okay, Amanda, if you're doing this in the profession, the likelihood of you being able to get 18 people on a tight budget, not high. But if you have that special type of lighting, you could almost, in a sense, not fool the audience, but they may question, oh my gosh, who was that walked into the light and then walked back out? Another interesting lighting effect that I thought we could use for the set is, so those archways that I mentioned where people could enter and exit that were in the brick wall surrounding the audience, I thought it could have curtains that were tucked away and then pulled over the archway and then shine light from the back of the curtain in the archway so the audience would see it, and then the characters walk up and talk to Sala that way. Or we pull away the curtain and we just see the silhouette lighting of the actor being lit from behind, and they're talking to Sala in that manner as well. But also, if they needed to get closer to Sala, there could be ladders that are leaning up against the brick wall or somehow attached to the brick wall so the actors could climb down, walk through the audience, and get to Sala. I thought that would be a great way to deliver one of the letters. Speaking of the letters to Sala, it's about the letters that were written to her while she was in the labor camp and how she was able to keep them all. I thought a great way to honor that and to remember that is to have a letter wall. And in the sense, use the brick wall to tuck in the letters in there. And so they're within plain sight, but they're not within plain sight. And then also she can use some of the letters and give them to the audience. Feel sorry for my props master. You're gonna have to make new letters almost every night, depending on how many the actor gives away. But I thought that'd be a great way, because the letters have to be hidden at certain points, but they still need to be there and seeable. Lastly, this show uses projections. So there has to be some type of solidness found somewhere in the brick wall, as in it can't be decaying in every spot around the stage. And I thought this is where we could shine the projection on. Now, I know we're completely in theater in the round, so audiences is on all sides of the stage. So am I asking audiences to turn their head to look behind them? Yes, I am. Because these projections won't be up for a long time. It's maybe about what? I'm asking you for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes? No, 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So I think the audience could do that. I believe the reason I'm so attracted to this idea, this setting that I've come up for this show, is because it highlights the loneliness that Sala could have been feeling in this time. To be separated from your family, to not know if you're ever going to see them again, to see people coming down a ladder and then going back up the ladder and disappearing off into this other land, to see people in these shadows of light like sneak in and then sneak out, and then be left on the stage with just these letters and a couple of benches or sittables. The intense feeling of loneliness, and then add that to being surrounded by a brick wall that, even though it's decaying, you can't get out, you can't escape. I was like, this is a story that allows an actor or characters to really become dynamic and alive in how they tell the story. You're reminded that you are surrounded. You are with people, because it is theater in the round. But yet these people, they can relate, but they can't relate. You're stuck inside these brick walls, you're confined. But yet you're getting letters from the outside world. And that brick wall, those archways that disappear into long hallways, quote unquote, you're reminded that there is something out there, and then maybe there's hope from where that light may be shining when we use that silhouette work. Maybe there's hope that someone might come and get us. Maybe there's hope I'll see my family again. Maybe there's hope that I'll get out of this circumstance. And I think when a setting does that to a script, when it elevates it, so you're not just amazed by how beautiful the set is, but you're reminded that it is an elevator to the words, an elevator to the characters or to the actors. It's like, wow, that's some good theater. So yes, that is the design. I would never tell a scenic designer how to do their jobs when it comes to designing a set, but definitely I would sneak in these ideas and what do you think about silhouette lighting? What do you think about archways? What do you think about a brick wall? You let me know. And so, yes, that is how I think I would do it. As of right now, things change when you get a design team. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.